And FBI agents have found more materials marked classified at President Biden's house in Wilmington, Delaware.
President Biden's lawyers invited the FBI to conduct this search, and some of the documents are said to be dated back to his days in the Senate. So at this point, there are between 20 and 25 materials that have been recovered from Mr. Biden's home and also from a former office.
Let's bring in CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed Keefe. Ed, always good to see you. What can you tell us about what you're learning of this latest batch of documents classified or marked as classified in President Biden's home?
Good to see you both. Official word of this came Saturday night from the president's personal attorney, Bob Bauer, who revealed that the investigators took 6 more items with classification markings on them. It's a very specific term, which suggests some of these things may not be documents. They could be other materials of some kind, unclear. And that now actually takes the total up to 25 to 30 potential documents and other materials that are being reviewed by investigators. What's also telling now is a source close to the investigation says the probe may ultimately lead to the search of some other location or locations by the FBI, whether that's the president's home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, which his attorneys had also searched, whether it's that office here in Washington of the Penn Biden Center, whether it's some other location outside the city and outside Delaware where either some of his associates or attorneys might have worked and might have, for whatever reason, inadvertently taken things with them. All of this comes after the president insisted late last week while touring storm damage in California, there's no there, and that he expects this issue will go away quickly. He said that, though, on this, as they were preparing for this investigation, and we've not yet heard from him directly again since that search was confirmed Saturday night. His team saying the reason they didn't reveal it until late Saturday after sundown was the Justice Department had asked them to keep quiet. They did so. The search lasted about 13 hours. The Bidens weren't there, and they took away what they did, and we'll see exactly where things go next.
Yeah, that comment, there's no there, it's not aging well. Also not aging well, the 60 Minutes interview with our Scott Pelley when the president said he can't imagine, in essence, how former President Trump could have had these documents. And now we find on at least 5 occasions, it seems, he's got documents in his house. So as you might imagine, Democrats growing weary of all of this. So I want to play just a bit of what West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin had to say on CNN's State of the Union. This was on Sunday.
It's unbelievable how this could happen. It's totally irresponsible, and who's at fault? But with that being said, putting it in a political kangaroo court's not going to help. What it should be done is exactly what Merrick Garland did, put the special counsel. Let's wait and see. Some people are taking sides. Okay, it was more egregious to what President Trump did than what President Biden did, and maybe that's true. I don't know. Maybe it's not true. Let's find out.
Boy, Ed, what does the president do now? And I asked that question thinking to myself that this careful, lawyerly phrase, items consisting of documents, that we got from Bob Bauer, the president's lawyer. I mean, is that a box? How many more documents are out there? What can the president really do at this point to reassure his own party?
That's a good question, Tony. And again, it could be boxes, it could be video, it could be computer materials. We don't know. And the fact that the language was so vague leaves open to questions and to speculation until we're told by somebody what exactly it was, exactly what it is they took. Joe Manchin being concerned and sort of dancing on the president's troubles is perhaps not as surprising. What was notable is not only was it him this weekend being critical, but also senior senators like Dick Durbin of Illinois, Tim Kaine of Virginia, and other Democrats who see this as a problem not only for the president, but just in general, that you've been making the argument, Democrats have, that the former president was irresponsible. Well, now it looks like the president may have done something similar. So we'll watch that in the coming days. He has opportunities to meet with Democratic lawmakers tomorrow and then new members of Congress as well. We'll see if there's any other outreach to Democrats. But you also heard Joe Manchin talk about the kangaroo political court. He's referring there to what Republicans are trying to do. Just a little while ago, the Republican head of the House Oversight Committee sent a letter to the Secret Service asking for any documentation of visitors to the Biden residences in Wilmington and Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, who potentially could have also had access to this material. It's a question that they're asking, not knowing specifically if somebody did try to access those documents, but they're just trying to get the lay of the land. That's the kind of potential political overreach Democrats are warning Republicans about, saying, don't go there necessarily. Let the Justice Department do what it's doing. And if you get funny about it, we're going to stand with the president against those Republican inquiries. But it's totally within their purview to be asking, and we'll see what the Secret Service says, although they have said in the past they don't keep visitor logs of the private residences of sitting presidents. They didn't do it at Mar-a-Lago. They didn't do it at the Crawford Ranch for George W. Bush. They didn't do it at Kennebunkport for George H.W. Bush or Rancho del Cielo for Ronald Reagan. They do keep some sense of who's coming and going, but nothing permanent. It's whatever they have that Republicans are hoping they can get their hands on.
Ed O'Keefe, thank you.